Now, I don't care who you are. That's just weird. So I have a question for you during this very brief PodBlast. Yes, I'm Mike Jones, and welcome to Come to the Edge PodBlast. And my question for you as we get started today, do you consider yourself normal or do you consider yourself weird? So it's very easy to determine if you are weird or if you're normal. Now, there have been some studies conducted about human behavior that basically shows that most of us compare ourselves to the median or to the norm. We have identified what the normal behavior is when we observe people in this universal human paradigm where people are doing what they've been told to do or taught to do or what we should do or shouldn't do. And as a result of that, we have identified for ourselves when we fit in and when we don't. Everyone that we have identified that is outside of that norm, we consider them an outlier or we consider them weird. Now, I was having a conversation with a 14-year-old young woman one time in the context of this conversation, and she was bawling her eyes out, y'all. And I walked in and I asked her, what is wrong with you? And she said that one of the little girls at school had called her weird. And immediately when I said that, she said that, I started laughing out loud. And she stopped her meltdown for a moment to ask me the question, what's so funny? And what I said to her is that you are absolutely not weird. If you want to really have a comparison to somebody that is weird, then let's be clear about this. I am weird. And she immediately changed the conversation that she was having with herself because she agreed that I am weird. Because she's had an opportunity to observe me in so many different situations, and her conversation about me and my behavior is that dude is weird. So what we find is that the majority of people that you observe on this planet, they've been taught what they should do, they've been taught what they shouldn't do, and what you will agree with me on during this beautiful, powerful PodBlast is that most of them are shooting all over themselves as they are going through life, fitting in, being normal. And what I want you to observe is that all of the normal people are following this well-worn path of doing things that are allowing them to fit in. Now, if that is you, then what I want you to become aware of is that you are underliving your potential, first of all, and you are doing just good enough, GOODNUF, to fit in. And what I want to challenge you to think about today, to observe in yourself, is what it looks and feels like when you get off of that well-worn path and you allow yourself to now redefine for yourself, or what I like to do, reinvent yourself, where you're no longer concerned about being in a human universal paradigm, but you're now more concerned about getting in the game and playing the game full out. Now, when you do that, you're going to start looking a little weird to some people because when you are absolutely playing full out, you are going for the sweetest fruit that's available to you. Now, I know you've heard me say this many times. There was a dude by the name of Will Rogers who said, and I absolutely agree with him, that the sweetest fruit that is available to us in our lives is out there on those skinny branches. It requires us to take a risk to get off of that well-worn path to go for that sweet fruit. Now, I can assure you right now that there are more people that are hanging around going for that low-hanging fruit. I would say probably somewhere in the capacity of about 96% of the population are going for that low-hanging fruit because it's normal. That's what normal people do. But when you make the choice to get out on those skinny branches and go for that sweet fruit, the crowd is going to thin out, baby. They're absolutely going to begin looking at you and assessing you as weird because it is not what's normal. It is absolutely not the status quo. When you make the choice to go for that sweet fruit, what I want you to know before you even take the first step is that when you do, you are going to have to be aware that failure must be an option. Because when you go for that sweet fruit, you're going to fall down sometimes. And sometimes when you fall down and now those normal people are ridiculing you and reminding you of how risky that is, you need to know that that is a part of the process. That failure or that fall is providing you with feed forward on how to change your approach to change your results. Every time you fall down, every time you falter, every time you fail, that is an opportunity for you to learn and for you to grow. But you have now got to embrace the fact that what is occurring in that moment is that you are being provided with feed forward on how to change your approach to change your results. Now, I can acknowledge for you right now, y'all, that I have absolutely been called weird many times. And I absolutely agree that I am weird because I have made the choice to go for the sweetest fruit that is available to me. And I don't mind telling you, I have fallen down many, many times. But I am also aware, and I would have you be aware, that winners lose more often than losers lose. And there is no way that you are going to know what potential is available to you until you have the courage to get out of that comfort zone and go for that sweet fruit. Understanding that you are going to fall down a couple of times when you make the choice to do that, but understand that it is a part of the process. So I encourage you to live your life out loud. I encourage you to go for the sweetest fruit that is available to you. Just be aware that when you do, somebody is going to call you weird. Hey, again, I'm Mike Jones, the president of Discover Leadership Training, and thank you for joining me for this edition of Come to the Edge PodBlast. And I know that you know this. If you are not going for that sweet fruit, if you are not living your life out on the edge, you are taking up far too much room.
Here we go now.